Okay, we are back to the stage for the second session. Welcome back, everybody. I am welcoming you again for the second session in the first day of the conference. Thank you for joining. If you have not shared the link, please share it everywhere. We are about to have another buzzwords. You know, the first person came with the real deal for our fathers, for our men. And I know it's going to bless every family, every man who will listen to that session. Now we have the second speaker, who is particularly my own daughter, raised in the tribe, my own person. And I know the capacity she carries. She's someone that is so dear to me and have done so much, an amazing job with past childhood experiences. Okay. So if you do not join this session, you're doing yourself a lot of disservice, especially if you have young kids. If you're raising children that are below 10, Omo, if you miss this session, you're going to cry for it. Like you will cry. I bet you. So, welcome back to this second session. Like we will usually do, we'll put up a bio of who we are bringing on to share with us in his or her session so we can know who is speaking to us. Our next speaker is Mrs. Fumi Omayemi. Fumi Omayemi have a lot of, you know, plenty things to write about her, but we decided to put it in a concise way so that it doesn't take our time trying to read all her bio. So, going through the bio of Fumi Omayemi, you will know that she's actually someone who have also worked in the space of childhood experiences, especially distressing childhood. Okay, a lot of children are distressed without their parents knowing about it. We're not going to be taking our time trying to explain everything. Fumu will do justice to the topic and that will unravel all our inner questions. We are bringing her on now to take up the stage. We don't want to waste time. Okay. Hello, Fumi. Good to see you. Welcome to the Proactive Parents Conference 2026. Can you hear me?
Good afternoon, Coach Mark. Good afternoon, everyone.
Can you hear me?
It's an honor to be here. Honestly, I'm grateful. I'm grateful. Thank you
Welcome,
so much.
Fumi. Welcome,
Thank
Fumi.
you,
Everyone listening to you
everyone.
today knows that you are part of, like, I endorse Fumi anywhere, anytime. With distressing childhood, Fumi is raised in the tribe. The tribe program is where we raise parents of young children and intending parents for to get ready for the job, to get proactive. I can bet you, Fumi is one of those proactive parents I've ever met in my life. So the stage is all yours now. In the next one, till the next 1 hour, we want to learn from you. My writing pad are here. Fumi is my child, is my young people, and carrying notebook to write in her session. I hope you understand what that means. So, Ma, we're taking up the stage for the next 1 hour. We are here
Okay.
at the background learning from you. Welcome again.
Okay. Thank you so much. I'm grateful. Thank you, everyone, for joining me. Just as Coach Vivian have said, I am one of her own, right? And my name, you already know my name, Fumi Omayemi, is that simple. And today we'll be talking about childhood, early childhood. I don't want to waste so much time doing a lot of talk. I just want to go straight to the point so that we can maximize our time. Please, can am I audible enough?
Yes, please. Yes, you are.
Okay.
Loud
All
and
right.
clear.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, ma. Thank you so much, ma. Today we are talking about early childhood matter. Early childhood matter. The truth is, we cannot overemphasize the importance of early childhood. But before we go deep into this conversation today, let me say this. Let me ask parents these questions because we are talking to parents today. If I what if I tell you that the adult life your child is going to live has already been laid? The kind of adult life your child is going to live, except they grow up to start working on themselves. If we have children who are already 10 years and above, just know that you have already laid the foundation of the adult life they are going to live. Except, another except is we start changing the narrative, we start doing parenting differently. But if we are still parenting our children the way we are parenting, your child adult life foundation has been laid. There is no magic about it. The only thing that can transform that child to live a better adult life, if we did not do parenting the right way when they are children, is except that child find the truth and decided to start working on themselves, right? But if you are a parent who have children less than 10, even if your children are over 10 years and you want to do parenting better, it is never too late, right? Just that for parents who had children younger, we have lesser work to do, right, than parent who has children that is already above 10, because it is quite difficult for you to start changing narrative, right? It's not because it's not doable, it's doable, but it takes more energy, more stress, because your child is used to a particular system. Your child is already used to a particular system. So changing that system is going to take time. And most times we don't have that patience. And that's where it becomes challenges. You look at, say, many parents are putting in the work and the work is bouncing back to them. The only reason is the age gap. For a parent who has a 2 years old and start intentional parenting now and started doing laying foundation now, is going to do intentional parenting less stressful than a child who already than a parent who already had a 10, 15, 20 years old, right? So that is just the difference. Now, when we hear early childhood, what does it mean? Early childhood simply means the foundation of our children's life. And when should early childhood start from? It starts from, as let me not go too far by saying from a pregnancy. Let me say from birth. Every life we want our children to live. First of all, before I go into that, I want everybody to picture the kind of adults they want to raise. Just use few seconds to picture the kind of adult you want to raise. Just imagine the kind of adult you want your children to turn out to be, right? Then, now, with the current parenting style you are using, will it produce that kind of vision for you in the next 30 years, in the next 20 years? Now, if you have been able to picture the kind of child you want your children to turn out to be, and check yourself now, your parenting style right now, whether your child is 6 months, whether your child is 1 year, whether you just gave birth yesterday, if your parenting style right now will not give you the desired result of the picture you have seen, I think we need to pause here and listen carefully. Because every adult we see today, whether we like their behavior, whether we don't like their behavior, somebody raised them. They were programmed by someone from 0 to 10. Yes. Most times you hear parent talks about their younger children, 8, 9, 10. Oh, they are rebellious, they are stubborn. My question is usually, what happened from age 1 to that age that you started experiencing resistance from your child? How did you get to this point whereby your child is not resisting you? Your child not talk back at you. How did you get there? And there's one funny thing most of us do as parents, is the fact that we love to act as a victim. We don't want to take responsibility. We don't want to hold ourselves accountable. We love this victim mentality. You are sharing your child behavior to someone and you are acting helpless. This is a child you gave birth to. You are acting helpless, making the world feel your child is the problem. But we don't actually sit down to ask ourselves, who brought this child into this world? Me. How old was I when this child came into this world? Maybe 25 or even maybe 18. So does an infant or an 8 years old now have more knowledge than their parent, which is who is 18 or 20, or the 8 years old, the 7 years old has experienced life more than the parent? The answer is no. Now the question is, how did I raise this child to become this person that I am complaining about? What did I do? How did I do it? Because for every child who, whether you becomes a star or you becomes a challenge to the society, once has a childhood. Aside Adam and Eve, there is no other human on earth that did not experience childhood, including Jesus, our Savior. He experienced childhood, and we have a lot of account of him as a child, the kind of things he do, how he was vast in knowledge as a child. Now the question should be, what should I do with my children tender stage? How do I lay the foundation so that I'll be able to raise the human I have pictured that they will become? The first thing is, I won't sugarcoat it. The first thing is, get into Proactive Academy. Get into that place, because you can't raise a good childhood for your children. You can't raise your children with the right foundation if you don't know what is required. If you don't know how to raise these children, how to give them a good childhood experiences, if you can't do it, you are going to give your children what you had. Do parents love their children? Yes. Will they give their children heaven and earth? Yes. Can they pay millions of naira for their children's school fees? Yes. But guess what? The same parent still give their children distressing childhood experiences. So it's not about whether there is love or there is no love. Parents love their children. But guess what? Love will not stop you from disorganizing your child. Love will not stop you from hurting your child. Love will not stop you from inflicting pain on your child. Love will not stop you from disconnecting from your child. The only thing that can stop you is knowledge. And guess what? Information is everywhere. Knowledge is not everywhere. You can't get knowledge everywhere. You can't even parent your child based on the content you consume on the media, because it's going to mess up your mind. It's going to mess up your mind. If you want to lay a good foundation for your child, if you want to give your child a childhood experience that will build them up to become that vision of your children you already had, you have to be somewhere, and you have to be in Proactive Parent Academy. I'm not sugarcoating it. I'm not sugarcoating it. I want to share a popular story we have been seeing flying online. I think her name is Angela, who shared her personal experience with her parent and how they traumatized her. Did we think her parent traumatized her when she was 12 or 15? No. Those experiences happened when she was younger. And if you are someone who knows this girl very well, you can tell the kind of dubious things she has done. She's one person who has sold bead and makes money off Nigeria. The same Nigeria she has come in to cry out to now, right? If for people who follows her, me, I don't follow her. I think somebody was sharing her, trying to make me know that, no, this girl is a bad girl. After I finished listening to this person, and I was like, you see that story that she shared, even though I didn't watch her, I didn't read about her, but I saw some information that I think Coach Vivian actually shared something concerning her. I said, I experienced it. My mother usually beats me, I think twice. She has put pepper in my private part in my eyes as at 6 years. Those are foundation. These are foundation stage for a child. I said, I experienced it myself. I don't know why she came online, but if you are telling me that she's a dubious person, and I am telling you that, does 6 years have the mind to dupe somebody? Do you think she thinks that when she becomes an adult, she will dupe somebody? I said, those experiences shaped her to become who she is. And I felt she's working on herself. That's what I was telling the person that was sharing that experience. I said, if you know me few years ago, before I became a parent, you will wonder. I said, what shaped me was the experience I had. As at 5, so she, like, people wants to argue and all that. I usually love to listen to people arguments. So she was sharing a lot of sharing. So I told her, I said, this is the reason my mother actually put pepper in my vagina. She sells ice cream. Then all those local made ice cream at the time. She sells ice cream at that time, and we don't take from it. She sells everything. And children love ice cream, right? So what happened is, whenever someone wants to buy, I think she sells that 50 kobo. 50 kobo, around that amount that time, or less than 50 kobo. So when someone wants to buy ice cream, we goes to the fridge to give it to the person. I said, what I do is I will bust a particular hole and suck from it, then give it to the customer. But luck run after me that day, that and now I opened the hole where the customer also wants to open the hole, and the customer came back and said, this ice cream has been tampered with. So my mother collected it and tasted it. She said, oh, I know who did it. Obviously, I was the one who went to the fridge to bring it. If the nylon was leaking, the ice cream will not cake. My mom did not ask question, which I know I did it. She just went straight to her garden, plucked fresh pepper, asked me to lie down. I was 6. And this experience can never die. As in, it can never clean. No matter the therapy I went to, nothing will remove this experience from me. The only therapy helps me to do is to make sure that the experience does not have impacts, does not has a negative impact with me anymore. That's it. So she plucked the pepper, rubbed it on my vagina. I was screaming. Rub it on my eyes. What was she trying to stop me? Is to stop me from stealing. This is my personal experience. To her, she don't want her child to steal. So if she cannot stop her child from stealing, now this child will become an armed robber. Assumption. Right? But guess what? After that experience, I became good at stealing. That's what I was sharing with her. I said, so if you think Angela did a lot of rubbish, I said, with the way the parent treated her, she would have been a good child. She would have had a good record. I said, I became a good thief. As a young child, as 10, 12, if you are walking past me and you are selling something that I'm taller than you, I will move something from your train. You will not know. So, what am I trying to say? If I did not get knowledge, if I did not find help, maybe my story will have been different. It will have even been worse than the one that I heard that Angela does. Yes. I was telling her, I said, the only reason I did not become a prostitute was just God. Was just God's mercy. Because I was just on life, trying to, I said, how did I have those experiences? How did I become that person? Was the childhood that I had. So I thought, I said, imagine somebody else raised me with love, corrects me with love, connect with me, try to find that, or even give me ice cream after time and say, okay, use this small one to hold yourself. Do you think I will be thinking of licking from customers' own? No. I'm not also saying that when your child did something, your child should not be corrected. No, far from it, please. I'm only saying the correction should lead to changing of behavior. Let me say this again. If you are correcting a 2 years old and you are inflicting pain on a 2 years old, thinking you want this child to change the behavior, you are already laying a wrong foundation for your child. We talk about the society, right? We talk about how brutal people can be, how unloved people can be, how wickedness is piled up in the heart of men. How do we think people became wicked? From childhood. When you were raised with brutality, with shame, with condemnation, what do you have to give? The same thing. The same thing. See, I had opportunity to be an etiquette teacher in two school in Benin City. And whenever I go to school to teach etiquette, manners, and sexuality education, the kind of stories I hear, you'll be wondering, a child in primary school? But guess what? A child in primary school can only give what they received. So while we are praying that our children becomes great, oh, the platform is ready for our children to shine, please add knowledge to your prayer. In your prayer, in that fasting and prayer, constantly going for program for your children, add knowledge. Knowledge will show you that children will misbehave. Oh. Children will misbehave, but there is a way they should go. There is a way to correct. I know we are familiar with this scripture that says, spare the rod and spoil the child. But I have never come across a parent who is using rod on their child. We are using cane. Every parent I see is cane. Highest is bet. Or if they now go too much, is a wire, cord. I have never seen any parent that have gone to buy a 16 ml to flog their child. I have not seen. So in case you want to fulfill scripture, please get a rod or get a stick. Since there are other scriptures who paraphrase the rod as a stick, please get a stick. Get a stick to flog that your 2 years old. You see many people visiting therapists, and by the time a therapist will trace their problem, it's from childhood. It's from childhood. Is it that some people are disconnected? Is it that some people don't know how to receive love? See, another thing is this. We want our children to be a loving child. Oh, we love loving children, children who are emotionally calm, children who can regulate themselves. All these qualities does not fall from the sky. No child come to earth with all these keys. All these keys are built by parents. This is why I said get yourself into Proactive Parent Academy, because if you don't have it, how can you give it? You can't give what you don't have. You can't connect if your parent never connected with you as a child. A child is crying. Everybody is saying, keep quiet, shut up, you cry too much. Because that is what you heard while growing up. And that is what you are going to give. Let's not even go to parents. Older siblings. I have seen a 7-year-old flogging 3-year-old for crying too much. Imagine if that 7-year-old was treated with love when they are crying. Do you think he will flog the younger siblings for crying? The answer is no. When before that 7-year-old got to that age, he was also beaten for crying. So that's the only thing he or she could give. That's the reason why we have stone-hearted being in the society. when I mean stone-hearted, somebody who can look into your eyes and do some things that and still claim rights. And see, I'm still going to say it again. Please, always picture, because when you have this vision of who you want to raise, right? By the help of God, with prayer and everything, and with knowledge, it will help you. Knowledge will shape your perspective. Knowledge will shape the way you will relate to your children. I was in school when in basic one are usually children of 6 years to 7 years old. As I was teaching, I don't know, my attention caught a particular child who was piercing the child before her with her pencil. I will teach, I don't know my head. So I walked straight to her and I said, "Why are you hurting him?" Guess what she said? She said, "Because he is looking at me with bad eye." Wow. And the only thing that came to your mind as a 7 years old is to pierce your another human being with a pencil, because they are looking at you with bad eye. Like, I said, "So why didn't you report him? Why are you inflicting pain?" So I said, "If I collect this person and I pierce it on your own skin, will you like it?" She said no. I said, "So what makes you think that your seatmate or this your classmate is happy that you are piercing him with pencil? Why? Why is it that the only thing that comes to your mind is to pierce him?" Our children's future, our children's destiny depend on their foundation, depend on how we are raising them from 0 to 10 years. Does our children, will our children make mistake? Yes, plenty of it. The same thing with us, the parent. Do we make mistake? Yes, every day. Plenty mistake, right? So your child just came into this world empty slate, nothing apart from food, because I feel because they eat while they were in the womb. So at least your child, if you give birth to a child to them, place breast, your child can make sure that they suck the water out of it. Outside that, nothing else. So why are we expecting 2 years old, 3 years old to do the right thing? Let's be realistic. Why do we expect children less than 10 years old to be perfect? What take us 30 years to learn? For some of us who are already 30, for some who are 40, for some who are 20, what it take us 2 decades to perfect? You are expecting a 10 years old, an 8 years old to become a pro. How? How is that even possible? See, even if you are teaching them every day, children will make mistakes because they are children. They are not adults. They don't have the cognitive capacity we are assuming they have. Imagine telling a 4 years old, "Can't you think?" What? With which brain? When researchers have told us that it takes 2 decades, 20-something years for our brain to fully develop, for a child's brain. You see, this particular statement that I use always humble me. Because when my children, especially my son, when he do something, it humbles me, because I wrote it somewhere I can usually see it can be quick for me to gaze at. It humbles me. So when I want to when I see it, like, okay, he can only do what his brain have the capacity to do. It can't do more than that. So expecting a 4 years old to think. Even expecting a teenager to think and think clearly. No. Let me say this. Children are impulsive. They move by how they feel. They do things based on how they feel, not how they think, because they can't think. The ability to think has not been developed. The brain is the thinking part of the brain is still developing. It doesn't develop from birth. It's only the emotional part of the brain that develops from birth. That's why when a child is being born and the child is not crying, they wants to make sure the child feel emotion. The child emotion is being tested. The child emotion is being tested. So, as a parent, I'm grateful for this platform. Honestly, I'm grateful for this platform because this conference will give us an enlightenment of heart on what we should do as a parent. And this conference alone cannot help you parent your child in the way they should go. You need to know it. You need to be inside. You need to be where knowledge is being dished out. You need to have that person, that coach who you can call part time and say, I remember calling Coach Vivian when my child was a little younger. I think he was 3 or 4 when he got angry and slapped me because he's a strong-willed human being. He was angry. Did I pet him? No, I did not pet him. But I did not also kill him. There is a way to discipline children. There is a way to teach children. There is a way to correct children. I did not kill him, neither did I not address it. Children are moved by how they feel, not what they think, because they don't have the capacity to think. Every one of us want our children to have language skill, social skill, self-awareness skills, emotional regulation skills, and all these skills are built on the foundation when our children are still in that prime, that childhood, the early childhood. That's where we can actually build all these skills, attitude skills, problem solving skills, a lot of skills. Even if your child is 6 months, get into the academy, because your child is not going to remain 6 months forever. The child that was born 2 years ago, at this year the child is 3. Excuse me. Imagine if the parent is in a community where knowledge is being dished. How do you think that 3 years old will behave today? Now, if your child is 3 years old today, get into the academy, because in the next 4 years, your child will be 7. Your child will no longer be 3. And those things that you are practicing with that 3 years old, by the time they get to 7, when they behave, you yourself will marvel. But guess what? If you don't know what to give to your 3 years old, you're only giving them juice, take them to the best of school. You know, in Nigeria, we love grade. We love scores. Oh, my child took first. I'm a proud mother. My child took first. I'm a proud father. But your child is bullying another child with the first. Your child is doing so many atrocity. While we celebrate the position, what about the behavior? And those behaviors are not taught in school. If you like, pay 1 million. School doesn't teach behaviors. In the academy, in Proactive Academy, then Coach Vivian will always share her daughter experience that is in dormitory. But guess what? The school takes credit, but the school never taught her those skills, those life skills, how to navigate school challenges and all that. Those schools never taught her. She learned them from home. And she rules in her class. She knows how to carry herself. She was taught at home. She was taught at home. And guess what? It was early. It wasn't when she was already in JSS1. The mother started doing a rushy job. When you get to school, make sure you hold your cupboard, make sure you keep a uniform. No. It was early. When school are doing program, they want her to be everywhere. Somebody paid the price early when she was still tender. So if you are a parent of teenager or a parent of young children who is waiting to your child, they won't understand. Let me wait till when they are teenager, when they are 12, when they are 13. You will struggle to get that child to now listen to you. A child who you have raised with a loud voice, now you are not trying to be calm. You are not saying, with all everything that I'm trying to do, my child is not even seeing it. Yeah, they will not see it because they are wondering, is mommy okay? Is daddy okay? Why is daddy not talking small? So this man that usually conk my head. This man that is usually very loud. This man that is this man that is that. So what's going? So they are wondering, have you take something? That's why it look as if when you start late, what you are saying, what you are teaching is not working. It's because they have spent 10 years of their life knowing you with one pattern. They know that once daddy get into the house, the Lion of the tribe of Judah is back. So daddy now get to the house, is not looking for a hug. How? What's going on? But imagine if any time daddy gets to the house, when that child was born, the dad's hand is always wide open. Anytime, any day. Do you think if your child is 15, even 30, they will look forward to that hug? Every memories we all have today about our parents start from childhood. This is the reason why we can't afford to play anyhow with our children's childhood. We can't afford to raise our children with the wrong foundation, because childhood is foundation. Childhood is foundation. We can't afford it. We can't afford to raise our children who will look back at when they are 5. They will, instead of think, sharing good experience, they will share tears, because it only takes parents who have worked on themselves or adults who have worked on themselves to share painful experiences from their childhood without crying, because they have healed that experience, or they are still healing. That's where they can share it and be laughing. There are some experience people will share today. You will marvel. You mean your parent did this to you? And you hear people say, hey, what did you do? What did you do? Is your parent a mad person? And they will just come. What does a child know? That a parent will go as far as putting pepper in their vagina. What did I know? At 6, I have a 6-year-old girl. Sometimes when I look at her, I was like, at this stage. At 6, my mom was already expecting me to start using razor blade to cut my fingernails. She didn't teach me, but she just think because she does it, I see her do it, I should do it. I remember the first time I did it, I cut my flesh and I got beaten. This is my childhood experience, but there are some people who never experienced this, whose parents sat them down and taught them how to use nail cutter, how to use razor blade, any equipment they want to use. They taught them. They watched them practicalize it over and again before the parent now said, okay, you are old enough, you can do this perfectly well. I never had such experience, so I'm going to share what I have. Every other person is going to share what they have. There is this particular popular figure. I'm not going to call his name in the media space that we talk about. Everybody talk about him. So I was sharing an experience with somebody. I said, do you know what shaped that young man? Have you ever listened to his upbringing, his childhood? Do you think it was rosy and he decided to go and be stealing fowl for them to have food to eat? So you are expecting him to show you compassion. Does he have it? He doesn't. He doesn't know what it feels like, even though he's working on himself. So the reason why he's coming the way he's coming, because that is the only way he knows, and that is how he survived. I said that's not his personality. His childhood formed him. His childhood formed the personality that we are seeing, that some people like it, some people don't like it. And guess what? That same personality is what is triggering so many people. So picture your children's future again. The foundation that you are laying now, will it help your children become that man, that woman that you want them to be? I was sharing. I said, imagine this same young man was raised in another family where the father was present. The mother was present. My mother has always been present, but there is enough to eat. Even if they are not living large, but they had enough. The father will go to work and make provision. The mother will do what she can do and make provision. I said, do you think he will be this brutal? I said, for me, he's already a strong-willed person. He will still be strong-willed, but not not in this light, not in this pattern, not in this way. He might not even be in the social media space. He might just be doing exploits wherever he finds himself. So now, I don't know if we can understand how important our children's childhood is. How important, how vital. This is the reason why we should not joke with it. I'm sorry, BDC. This is the reason why we should not joke with our children's childhood. We are parents. We are not perfect, right? I want to share this. No matter how we do it with our children, basbos. No matter how we do it with our children, basbos during the day, let's learn to repair. Learn to repair. Maybe your child did something and for example, you got angry, maybe you are tired, you are frustrated, you hit, you insult, you shame, you do the things you don't want to do because you're already in the academy. And before your child goes to bed, learn to repair. Imagine, let me say this. Imagine after my mom did those things to me because I licked somebody else's ice cream. She woke me up at night and tells me, oh, my daughter, I am sorry. I did not even know what to do. I don't want you to be a thief. I'm sorry I had to go that far. I know pepper hurts and I don't mean to hurt you. I just don't want you to be a thief when you grow up. That's the reason why I did what I do. I did that, and I don't want it. I don't actually mean to hurt you. My perception towards my mother with that incident will change. It will change. I'll no longer be saying that my mom hates me. What I will be saying is my mommy made a mistake. She did not know, Abby. And I won't be this hot before I started working on myself. I won't be that hot. Let me share another experience. I was talking with somebody and she was sharing her experience, her childhood experience and all that and all that. So I told her, I said, do you know your mommy loves you? She said, God forbid. I said, your mommy loves you dearly. But she only gave you what she had. So she paused and said, how can she give me all that? I said, because that is what she received. As a child too. She did not receive it when she became an adult too. She received those things as a child. And that is what she also gave to you as a child. I said, right now, can your mommy do all that to you anymore? She said, I said, so, but you are still hurting. I said, do you know what hurts you the most? And why you are still this bitter towards her? I said, is the interpretation you gave to the experience you had with her. That is what is still killing you till today. Please, I'm sorry. Let me. Okay. Because of the noise of the generator. Okay. I said that is what is still killing you till today. Because you interpret it as your mother does not love you. Say, if she loves you, she won't hurt you the way she does or the way she did. I said, but guess what? If your mother heard that something is happening to you today, she will use all she had. She will run towards you. She will make sure you are fine. She paused and she said, I'm not far from the truth. That anytime she calls her mother that something is wrong with her, the mother is always there. He said, why the mother is everywhere? She is wondering, why is she concerned? Were you there? Like, you never showed me all this kind of concern when I was growing up. That she thought her mother is faking it. Since this year, she said she has not spoken to her mother since this year because she just feel the woman is manipulative. The woman is just faking those love. It's not real, it's not genuine. So I thought that your mother is not faking it. She is not faking it. Your mother loves you. Said every parent loves their child. I don't know for some few, but as far as I am concerned, because I'm a mother, and that's why I know. Every parent loves their child. The only thing is, parents cannot give you what they don't have. So I said, as beautiful as this conversation, if you did not work on yourself, guess what? See the reason why childhood is very important. You're also going to do to your children what your mother did to you. It's going to pass from one generation to another generation till somebody decides to say, no, not anymore. It stopped with me. She was looking at me. I said, yes. He said, no, my child, I will love them. I said, the same way your mother loves you. The same way your mother said what they did to her, she will not do it to her children. But she did it. Not because she want to, but that is what she had. I said the same thing. I said the only equipment of parenting that you have right now is what your mother did to you and your father, what they did to you. That's what you have. Until you have children, then you will know. Say, because I have been here. I have been in this your shoe. I said, you see, I'm talking to you now, right? It is parenting that helps me become the person that is talking to you now. Parenting, because I saw me going the same path my mother went with me, with my first son, who is a strong will. Imagine a strong will mother gave birth to a strong will son. How do you think the clash would have been if not for knowledge? It would have been back to back, head on. Yes. Whatever you experience today, how you behave today, it can trace back to how you were raised. How you were raised when you were children, or when you were 0 to 10, it can be traced back. I have never seen anybody who goes for therapy and the therapist will not trace their struggle back to childhood. I have never seen. Even to the way you handle money, it will be traced back to the. Have you ever seen adults who hate people with success story? Oh, I've seen plenty of them. I had opportunity to have conversation with plenty who will reach out to me on my DM. We trace it back to how success story brings them pain. So now they are now an adult. Instead for them to celebrate people, they will condemn it. Somebody did something that you can't do. Instead for you to appreciate this person, you rather condemn it to make you feel good. How? Because as a child, instead of your parents to appreciate your little effort and boost your confidence to do more, they condemn you and compare you. guess what? This experience does not go away. In case you're a parent who is comparing your children, please stop. Don't go and raise bitter souls. We are complaining about the society. The society are made up of family, the human being who we raise and send into the society. We want our leaders to treat us with compassion. Who raised them with compassion? Look at this presidential candidate Peter Obi, who was raised with compassion. We did not even value him because we think he's too calm. We don't even know what compassion look like. But we are demanding it from our leaders. They don't have it. They don't have it. They can't give it. Not because they don't want to. It's because they don't even know what it looked like. They did not experience it. Now look at this man, this presidential candidate, who is doing things differently from the rest people. The same Nigeria who is looking for a compassion leader. We could not even recognize compassion. This childhood is not a joke. If you see in parenting, the work is actually in childhood. And if you can win it, you are done. Because the rest is going to be laying on top of the foundation. The Bible says, if the foundation is being destroyed, what can parents do? Paraphrase it. If we don't give our children the right childhood experiences they need, and that foundation is not laid well, what can parents do? What kind of building are we going to build in a shaking foundation? What kind of society do we no matter how we cry for a good society, if we don't change our approach in raising children, in giving them the right foundation, we will keep having beasts in the society. We will keep having somebody who can be looking at you, smiling at you, and dupe you. They know they came to dupe you. They will see. Somebody has come to my shop, gets drink for other customer that she came to meet, but her intention was to rob me. We were gisting, we were smiling. While we were doing all these things, the only intention she had in her mind was to rob me. So somebody can be looking at you with your good heart. You think, oh, this person care about me. No, they don't care. Because they don't know what care is. They can't give it to you. No matter how we blame them, no matter how we jail them, if you release a criminal, it will still go back to criminal lifestyle, because that is all they know. That is the foundation that has been laid. Why we go through economic up and down, if you do something that you know that, okay, the way I handle this child, the way I did this to this child is not right, find time to repair that relationship. Don't allow your children grow up with a broken relationship. Don't allow your children grow up with those experiences, because it's those experiences that shape them. No, sorry. The interpretation of the experiences is what shape us. The interpretation we gave to every experiences we had, because your parents have never told you to your face that they don't love you, but we have it in mind that our parent does not love us. Your parents have never said to your face that you are nobody, but we interpret some of these experiences as this is what they meant. I've seen a child, a mature adult, saying it that that my parents said that we never make it in life, but the parent has never verbally said those words. But something was said, something was done, something happened, and the child interprets the experiences to what they are now living by, what they now believe to be truth, which are not true. Which are not true. So we cannot afford to parent in ignorance. We can't afford it. That is why Proactive Academy is open. I believe registration is already ongoing. Coach Vivian will tell us a lot about it. Get involved, have knowledge. You know your experience. I know my experience, and I've shared my experience. And I don't want to give my children that kind of experience. That's why I got into the academy in the first place. I wanted to do something different because I'm already seeing myself going somewhere else. I saw myself going in the road that was already prepared for me, and I don't want to go that road. So I had to carve another road with pain and money. You can't do intentional parenting. You can't give your children good foundation without money, because knowledge isn't free. So I don't know if I've exhausted my time or I've entered extra time. I can't hear you, ma.
Okay, yes, you're just at the exact time. So we are waiting for you to round
Okay.
up and
Okay,
take the
thank you
questions
so
from
much.
our
Thank you
members.
so much. Thank you, ma. All right. If you have any question, you can ask the question. I think, okay, I can see the time now. We have less than 4 minutes to go. So, your children, childhood, for parents who have younger children, this is the best time to start parenting. Don't wait. Don't even wait. Don't delay at all. Start and start doing parent it differently from how you were raised, because you can only give what you have. And the best place to be is Proactive Academy. That is the best place for you to be. So if you have any question, feel free to ask or direct the question to Coach Vivian. She is in the best place to answer your question. So, Coach, thank you so much for the
I don't even
opportunity.
know
Thank
what
you to
to say.
share in your platform. I'm grateful and I don't take this for granted. We can't hear you, ma.
I don't even know what to say actually. I am just short of words. I'm completely short of words. Like, I've already said to the audience that this one is my child. But you can see how you raise giants, right? Your child amplifies on what you know. While I was listening to this session, I was listening to my own, who learns on many things from me. She has mentioned a few. I have 3 pages gone. 3 pages of what she's sharing gone. And I'm also saying the same thing from the comments. Someone said, I don't even need to say it. Let's just see it from the screen. This session is the kind you're learning so much that you forget to jot medal yellow first. I'm not really getting what the ending means, but the fact that the person said the session is the type you learn so much has already captured what I want to say. The learning here is as if I haven't known anything about childhood. And that's why knowledge is your to go person. If you are not disposed to keep learning, you will do a generation a disservice, not just your children. Because your children will do what they learned from you. They will do what the much you gave them. And the same way, it keeps going from generation to generation. Flip it the other way around. The much you give is the much your children will also give to the next and to the next and to the next. And that's how a generation comes out of a pattern that is not common to others. The story that she shared is something that, it's heartbreaking because, like she said, just within the week, it was all over the internet of the woman who shared how her childhood was. I never heard a thing like that in my life. Not never saw, not never experienced, never heard. But that's because I had an available father who literally lived his life revolving around his children, his wife, and his family. This is what we are talking about. You become a parenting advantage to your children. If, like Coach Fumi said, she didn't come to a place of awareness and unraveled a lot of things, she would have replicated times 1 million what she saw, what her experiences were. Today, she works with family to help them unravel their own childhood distresses so they don't transfer it to their children. What an amazing, amazing calling. That's because she learned not to be the victim. Like she said, we are always playing the victim card. That's the job of many parents. 80-90% of us, including our parents, they stay in the place of victim so that they attract pity, because many of us do not, or many of them in their generation, even though mixed with wickedness, but they did it out of ignorance. That's the best they knew. They thought they were disciplining you so that you don't go haywire. Unfortunately, that's how you became brutal. That's how we became wicked society and everything that we see today. So, I do not have anything to add to Coach Fumi's session. I do not have one single thing, because she unraveled a lot of things down to the Nigerian society with our presidential elections that are coming up, because we have nothing looking like compassion that we ever knew. All we knew, all we have known from our background is brutality. So anything that is looking like compassion doesn't look like it, as far as an average Nigerian is concerned. That's exactly why I wrote this book, Life Begins from Childhood. If you're a parent listening to me and you don't have a copy of this book, you are doing a disservice to your child, especially if you have 0 to 10. This book is a revealer of the many patterns, negative patterns that are hidden, that you will never know you even have or you're capable of repeating until you get into parenting. I experienced it. Until you get into parenting. Parenting and marriage will explode everything that has been hidden, that is looking like, oh, you're just put together, you know what you're doing, and all of that. Because we have been sold a lie that betting a child, being a biological parent, makes you, that superhuman who knows everything you need to do with your child. I am deeply so grateful to Coach Fumi. I am so honored that you honored this invitation. This session is, I don't know whether to cry or to laugh. It's such a deep, revealing session. And I know that anybody who is listening to this session or who will listen will, I'm looking down to check if we have any question, will actually feel the same way I'm feeling. Thank you so much, Coach Fumi. People are raving you. People are thanking you, Coach Fumi. This is amazing. This is such an amazing story of your life, your experience, and how you're helping families come out from that space where you have been. An amazing calling, and we are so grateful. Coach Fumi is one of our facilitators. Not just that she was raised in the tribe, she will begin to raise other people in the tribe. In 2027, you will see and listen to her 1 million times in the tribe, because she will be handling a lot of our sessions in the tribe. Okay. A lot of our sessions in the tribe, she will be one of our facilitators. Okay. So if you have not registered for the Build Your Hub tribe, like she said, then know that you're already running late. We'll be sharing all the details so that you begin to book for your own slots in 2027. There's no other way to help our children except through knowledge. She has said it all. As we pray, add knowledge. Because we have a lot of us. In fact, Nigeria can be rated as the most praying country, the most religious country. Yet, everything evil has its headquarters in Nigeria. Have you ever wondered why? It is the system that raised us. It is, okay, Nigeria happened to the both of us. Now, Nigeria have released Coach Fumi, and she has the electricity now to herself. That's exactly what our stories are. We keep repeating the same cycle from one what's it called now, from the one leader, not, well, let's use the word leader for them, but you know what I mean, from rulers to rulers, repeating the same thing because nobody came from that compassionate, empathic space that they want to translate to the world. We are grateful. Thank you for this honor, Coach Fumi. We are so grateful. We cannot find any questions now, but take it from me, we are only finding lots of compliments, and we want to tell you that the moment we get any question, we are going to be sharing with you privately, so you can give us your answer for people who will watch replay and all that. Someone said, love this session. It is like I'm sitting with the speaker and she's schooling me. Okay, that's the experience we are all having this evening, and I want to thank Coach Fumi for giving us this transformation that she brought to this conversation. We are grateful. Thank you, everyone. As we begin to round up, please get in here, stay tuned, do not leave this space. The top speaker will be here in no distant time, and that will be the last for the day. Please stay tuned as we round up on this second session. God bless you, Coach Fumi. God bless everyone who is here with us and everyone who will come back to watch the replay, and every parent around the world, because if you have not started learning, it is because you do not know you should be learning. So spread the message. Let every parent get the awareness and get into this space. Register for the Build Your Home Tribe 2022. We'll be sharing link across board so that you can begin to book your slots immediately. Book for your family, book for your friends, book for your colleagues. Light comes through knowledge. The moment you're able to bring in your light to the world or to others around you, it begins to spread. God bless you. See you in the next session.